So surfing is one of the most underrated parts of paddle. Everybody thinks that you have to play the serve in. That will help a lot, playing the serve in, but it's not good enough. You need to play a serve in order to not get lobbed on the return. And today I'm going to tell you how you can serve and not get lobbed. And there are multiple options. So today specifically in where are you going to serve, because there's a very big difference in where you're going to serve on the sidewall and where you are positioning yourself when you're serving on the sidewall. Personally, I like it when people play to the sidewall, especially if they play it in the wrong part of the sidewall. And I'm going to tell you today what the wrong part of the sidewall is and what the goed bedoeld part of the sidewall is. Anyway, if you could help me like this video, that would mean a lot. Today we are in Racket Sport Schiedam in our store, Racket Team. Maybe not everybody knows that we also do a store and that we also do a discount code. Code Otro Nivel on racketteam.com and you get 10% extra discount. You can also text me, my number is on the website, and if you need any help selecting the racket you need, you can ask me a question, and yeah, I basically help you to choose a racket that you need to play with. And also, ladies and gentlemen, delivery time from Sweden. And this is a very good product. I tested it a couple of times and I like it more and more. It's amazing. And very happy to announce that we are now going to sell this in the store. And it's four-on spray. So Total Grip Spray, that's what they call it. This is a spray that if you have sweaty hands, you spray just a little bit on your hands from a distance and you get a sticky hand. It is very easy to hold the racket if you have the sticky hand. So if you want to play with more effect, then this is very helpful. So if you're looking now to buy it, we also have it in the Racket Team store. Which is a very good product. Every time I'm playing a match now, I'm playing with this. Sometimes I do in the second set, I apply one more layer. So I do it again because I wanted to stick to my hand so it feels like I have control. If you switch grips a lot, then maybe this is not something for you. But if you want to play in the same grip and you don't move the grip so much, then the 4-on Total Grip Spray is super nice. Oof. I'm a little bit tired today, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't sleep very well and I eat patatas yesterday. And I'm doing this gluten-free thing now for a few weeks, week or 10. And now I think I cannot handle gluten, so I slept for 1 hour. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a giveaway. If you say Vamoooos 4-on into the comments, you can win a 4-on Total Grip Spray. So let's start with the goal of the serve. The goal of the serve is that you hold the net position and you don't get lobbed. If you get lobbed, you lose the net position and then you start at the back again. So you need a serve that holds the net position, which basically means is keeping the ball low. And you have 3 different options. Serving to the sidewall, serving to the middle, serving to the body. And that's a very effective one that nobody does. Today we are going to split the sidewall in half. So the sidewall is becoming 2 walls. If you serve to the first part of the sidewall, which is this part, the ball comes out of the glass. And if your opponent uses the glass, it is actually a very easy serve to return. If you serve to the second part of the first wall, it is way harder because the ball is like going into the corner and it is quite hard to use the glass. You need to step back. So this is the return where people are like, ooh, they step back and they miss the shot because it's on the second part of the first glass. Let's cut the first side glass in half. So many people serve towards the side glass. what I find very easy if my opponent plays in the part of the glass, so in this part, then it's very easy for me to use the glass because the ball always comes back to me. So then I say thank you very much, and most of the time, even in the highest level of Holland, I can play the lob from the first serve return. So I am not in trouble. If they play in the orange part, I am in trouble, because if I can half volley here, this is quite of a difficult ball. If I need to half volley the return, it is never going to be a lob, because a half volley lob is very difficult. So then maybe I'm going to use the glass and I need to go back and play. So I am forced to go back and maybe it dies over there in the corner. So when you serve to the side glass, it is very important to serve to the orange part and not to the part where it's not orange. So orange, best color in the world. Vamos Holanda! And I tell you, this is the secret, is nobody is serving there. I never met anybody in Holland that is serving on that part of the glass. This is the most important part of the serve. It's important that the ball is deep. If you play there, they are going to try to take it before, but if you play it with depth, they cannot. Yes, so this is way more difficult to defend. So try to serve a little bit slower and try to be very precise and try to land the ball very close to the sidewall, because then they have to use the glass. They cannot take it before. It is very difficult. It is very easy if you serve to the first part of the sidewall. If you serve to the center, your serve has to be, of course, before the white line, but it should remain in the red part, so in this part. If the ball bounces back and it goes into the yellow part, then your opponent has a lot of time to return the ball. So the second bounce of the ball is the best method to calculate the ball. So the second bounce should be remaining in the red part. When you're serving to the middle, your serve has to be very slow and with a lot of slice. It shouldn't even reach the back wall or just reaching the back wall, because it's way harder to defend the serve when it's dying at the back of the glass. And if your ball is very good, it should also remain very close to the middle. If your ball into the middle also goes a little bit more in this glass, it is very easy for them to defend. So when you serve to the center, it would be very good to play inside the goal, so that your first bounce is literally in this red part or maybe blue. But it is way more effective to serve to the middle here than there. So when you serve to the center, you really need to aim in the center. Be careful where you position yourself. Because if you position yourself, so try to serve from here, 1 meter away from the middle line. So when I serve to the middle, I have a good angle to play in the middle. If I serve from all the way there, close to the sidewall, I can never play so good in the center. And my opponent doesn't need to run. And it's going to be very easy. I will show that if I play from this position, I cannot play very good to the center. You see, Sasha doesn't even have to move so much. So maybe would be better to be a meter away from the middle to serve into the middle and into the corner. If I play also from here to the corner, the ball comes off the glass a lot, so it's actually easy to defend. Serving to the body is so important in padel, and nobody uses it. And today we're going to change that. If you are serving to the body, it is very important to see if somebody's backhand or forehand is worse. I personally play now sometimes against people that have a very good backhand return, so then I'm serving into the body on the forehand, which is way more difficult. Into the body on the backhand is also possible, but it is very important that you play the serve very close to the white line. So if you serve towards the body, serve very close to the white line, because then your opponent does not have time to get underneath the ball and play a very good lob. Sometimes players are positioned here, very close to the white line. If you are serving to the middle, close to the service line, they are in trouble instantly. If they are here and the ball comes into the middle, there are not many players that are making space. People find it sometimes easy to play here and here because it's perfectly in range, but nobody is doing this, and also they are out of position. Even though I choose backhand, I'm out of position for the next ball. So serving towards the body, I would highly recommend to try to do that. And what I personally prefer is from here on the forehand side of the body, because I have no angle. Here it is easier to block with the backhand. So if they're on the right side, it is still the same. So you're not going to serve towards the sidewall, but forehand pocket, because this is way harder than this. Nice. Okay, now I play to your body backhand, which is quite effective from this side of the court. Nice. Yeah, so now my shot is not deep enough. I need to play deeper. Yes, so that's was in. Okay, now to the forehand. Yes. Thank you everyone for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, then let us know below. Make sure to use code Otro Nivel if you check out at racketteam.com to get 10% extra discount. Mycket bra. Tack så mycket. Hej då. Ciao, adios.